to another video here today at the library. This is part of our Teen Makers series. We put out a fun kit for teens here at the library, grades 6 through 12. We're doing this monthly series to craft along with us. And this month I'm very excited about. It is Macrame rainbow art. So I'm gonna get everything set up and we're gonna get started. So thanks for coming today. So if you received a Teen Maker kit, what you'll have inside is one rainbow shaped piece of fleece cut like so. You're gonna have 5 strings of jute cut to the same length. And then you will have 5 strands of yarn that are about 6 feet in length. For this activity at home, you will need a glue gun or some kind of fabric glue, and then briefly some scissors. So to get started, we are going to first make our rainbow strand. So how we do this, we're going to take our jute, we're going to come up about, I would say 1.5 inches. We're going to pick our colors, one of our colors, and we're going to make a small knot at the top like this. So when your rainbow is done, this is where the fringe of your rainbow is. So if you want more fringe or less fringe, it just depends on where you tie. So I want about 1.5 inches, so I'm going to tie right there. I'm going to knot once, and then I'm going to knot again. And then it's attached just like so. And here comes the really fun and really easy part. We are just going to twirl this along. So you're gonna twirl your jute string, and in your other finger, you're gonna hold your string. And you're just gonna let that follow along like this, and you're just gonna wrap around your cord. Like that. It may take, and once you get started, it just takes a second to kind of find your groove with it. It's the only way I can think to describe it. But once you start wrapping, you're gonna see it start to become covered. So as you can see, I'm gonna go along. I'm gonna wrap all my cords and come back to you, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Okay, so we are back. We just finished tying for 5 of these fellas here. So the next stage of this is we are going to attach our 5 strands to our rainbow shaped piece of fleece. And this is really where creativity comes in. We can add them in any order that we like, that sort of thing. So I'm first it's always better to do this once, to place once or place a bunch of times before you decide to glue. So I'm going to kind of place to see where I want these. So in the very Bohemian fashion, everyone's kit comes with different shades of yarn. So it's a little more of a little bit of everything. So kind of like in that color pattern. And then I think you're going to be a little shorter than you were going to be. So then after you do that, then I'm going to come on here, and the fleece backing is kind of just to hold it all together. So once you kind of place it on there and get an idea, you can come back in and place like this. And remember, you can cut we can adjust this and cut it to any shape we want. So you may have more string on some than others. But remember, all of this is going to be turned into yarn fringe here in a minute. So we're going to get this placed where we want it. I want this here. So you can kind of pull this too to make it longer or shorter. Take just a sec to kind of figure out where I want this. And I think I want that guy on the outside. Okay, so there is my Bohemian rainbow that's ready to go. So now we're gonna get to gluing. I am going to glue the inside first and then go on the outside. So I'm gonna put a little glue down. Now, if you don't have a glue gun, fabric glue would work well. I haven't tried this with Elmer's glue, but you're welcome to give it a shot as well. But I'm gonna place that as my first arch. And then next, I'm going to go around again. Kind of squishing our rainbow down together. And let's see. Yeah. And be very careful not to burn yourself whenever we're working with hot glue. So I'm going to gently push that in there. I'm not going to push too hard because I do not want to hurt myself with the glue. You can kind of, like any rainbow, on your last, probably on your outer color and on your most inner color, whatever it is, you're going to have to scrunch this guy up. And then on your outer one, you might have to elongate it more. So it's kind of, it should work for us. Kind of expand that. Like that. So, I'm ready for that outer macrame. So there is my rainbow coming together like that. Again, you can just kind of adjust this as you need it. If you need more adjusting, I'm probably gonna pull just a little bit more on this side to kind of get that into place. And this is all preference right here to kind of get it to where we like it. So I've pulled my rainbow down to kind of get that shape. Now I'm gonna let this glue, while the glue is drying, once it's glued a little bit, fabric glue, if you're using fabric glue, a cold glue, this would just take a moment for this to dry. With the hot glue, this is already drying. So what I can do is I can come in the back here with my scissors and kind of trim around in the back where we don't want the extra felt. Just like that. And you can see it already is bringing that rainbow shape together for us. All right, and then on this side here, we can lift up here, kind of trim underneath. And then if you need a little bit more yarn, don't be afraid. There's lots of yarn. So like in the kit, you have about 6 feet. So I am just, if you think one side's just a little too short for your liking, you can always tie like this and add just a little bit of extra yarn to make that perfect for what you want. I'm just gonna wrap this around. Just make it a little bit longer for what I want. And then same way we end this, the same way we started it. We're just gonna wrap around. We're gonna tie once and we're gonna tie again. Just gonna pull that through and tie. And then one more time, just to make sure that knot stays on there. Just like that. And if you have any knots in the back, you can just snip them off. Now remember, no one's seeing the back side of your rainbow, so here we are. So now we're ready to make that fringe. And this is super fun and easy. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna untwirl your yarn or your jute at the bottom of your yarn to make the fringe or the clouds at the end of our rainbow. So if you've ever had a French braid in your hair and it feels so good to unravel it at the end of the long day, it's kind of like that. We're just gonna brush that out with our fingers. You can take like a toothpick at home if you really want to fine tooth this, but I'm gonna bring it out and make it nice and fringy. All right, and then I'm gonna cut this guy just a little bit where this felt is. Or fleece is. All unraveled. So we're almost there. We got our fringe going on. So now we just want to trim up our fringe so that it's more even. So I'm gonna just take my scissors, give a little haircut, taller fringe. And you can always go shorter. So cut long and then come in. Like that. Kind of getting us started. Okay, so there is my rainbow. And the very last step is to add either a string. So you can do one of things. If you have a magnet at home and you want to turn this into a magnet, you can. You can use a piece of string, or if you just want it kind of on display like this, you can as well. But I'm going to take an extra piece of yarn that I have left over. I'm going to flip this around on the back. I'm going to make the shape of a raindrop, and then I'm going to tie a knot. I'm going to tie this all together at the top. Just pull those two lines through. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of glue right here. I'm going to find the center of my rainbow and place that knot in like that. I'm going to trim. And as you can see, I got a little bit of fringe. I can kind of clean this up and brush it off in just a moment. I'm trying very hard not to burn myself with that. So I'm going to kind of clear off. Oh! Okay, so you can just see I pulled up on that way too soon. So I'm going to try that again. I'm going to add a little more glue, make sure our friend stays. I'm just going to flip her over and just leave that hook there. So there you have it. You got your very own wall hanging. You may have some leftover fringe. There may be little pieces of glue, kind of clean up the edges. But after that, it should be really fun wall art hanging. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.